Hello, everyone. You're listening to Alternative Revelations with Linda Emanuel, and this is podcast 137. And if this resonates with you, so be it. If not, just disregard it. But if you're going to listen to one podcast out of all these podcasts, this is probably the most important, informative podcast you will listen to. And it's about the 5G. And on Mondays, Joanne, my friend who is intuitive, she comes over and we collaborate, and we get a lot of messages from Creator. And what happened was we thought people have a 2-week window to get out of their city. That's wrong. If you're in a full-blown area with the 5G going off, with the meters going off, the cell towers going off, the underground fiber optics, you have 10 days to live. Day 10, you're unconscious. You're dead. So when you start seeing symptoms, shortness of breath, can't breathe, dizzy, fainting, tiredness, you got to get out as soon as you can. You can't wait till day 9. You might not be able to drive. You might not be able to walk. You might be laying in bed and can't move because your cells are not getting oxygen. You're suffocating, and it's a slow death. So we also got that. It is still going to be deployed on the 28th of October. At first they had the 21st, but they postponed it a week because they're still behind. They're still putting the towers up. And if anything should convince you about the 5G, that it's a government or a military a weapon. It's a weapon to kill. And all the towers across the United States in these strategic areas. For instance, if you look at my state, Missouri, I'm right smack in the middle of the United States on the Mississippi River. If you look at that town, Poplar Bluff, it's down near the border by Arkansas, and it's a little town. It's called the Gateway to the Ozarks. If you look at that little town, there's no other towns around it. It's got a big old fat cell tower right in the middle of it, and it's in the middle of nowhere. And then, this is really interesting. If you go to Rolla, Missouri, which is, there's a University of Missouri School of Mines there. But if you go to Rolla, which is southwest on Highway 44, about maybe 100 miles from St. Louis, going southwest on Highway 44. Not one single 5G tower. And you know why? There's a FEMA camp there. That's why. And another thing that will verify it, look at my city, the city of St. Louis in the St. Louis County. Zoom in on that. There is not one 5G tower in the city of St. Louis. It's all out in the county. And there's cell towers, 5G towers in Illinois across the river. That should convince you right there. City of St. Louis is a Jesuit stronghold. So what I suggest is get that map out of the 5G deployment around the world. Get it out and study your area, where the towers are and where they're not. Because I don't know how long I'm going to keep podcasting. I'm going to podcast all the way to the end. On the 25th of October, I will be in the belly of the beast. I'm going to St. Louis, Missouri for 3 months. I probably don't have to be there for 3 months because, like I said before, it's only going to take 10 days to kill off the area if the 5G is going off full blast. So I will be in St. Louis, and I will be podcasting all the way to the end on updates about cities, updates about everything. So, we asked Creator why we're not getting all the rest of the cities across the United States. And see, they're still charting these. They're still making targets. They're still putting up towers furiously. You've seen the map, how they're putting up 2,000 this week, 1,500 this week. So they're rolling it out. And it's not a joke. This is serious. Why would they be putting the 5G out when they know it's a military weapon to kill? So we were wondering, both of us were wondering why Oakville, Missouri, which is east of Highway 55, which runs north and south. And the reason why it's going to be safe is because executives of these companies putting up these towers, maybe they work for the telecom, several different companies. They know what's coming down. They know what's coming. Now, they live in this area. So 55 and east of 55 going to the Mississippi River is going to be safe all the way through October and whatever. They're not going to deploy the 5G because these people know, and I don't know how they can live with themselves, living in an area where they know pregnant women are going to die and children are going to die, families are going to die. How can they live with themselves? I could not do that. So I think I got that off my chest, didn't I? So I'm going to go on to some other things, some more revelations. Now, I love to listen to, I think his name is Spiro Skouras, Skouras. He's very informative. I love to listen to Max Egan. I love to listen to these guys. And these guys are truthers. They're of the light, okay? But all of us can be fooled. And Spiro, a couple of days ago, he came out with this information that Millie Weaver was arrested, suddenly arrested. And she was coming out with this big documentary called Shadowgate. Now, I'm going to inform you, Creator has told me she is a Jesuit operative. And the reason they're doing this is it was probably a real arrest. The police were not in on it, but it was a fake arrest. It was all acting. This is a diversion to divert our attention away from what is coming down. She is a Jesuit operative. I swear. So, watch it. All the information in this documentary we already know it. And I just want to say that Tori and Patrick, who are in this documentary, they're totally innocent. They weren't in on it. They're totally innocent participants. They were the whistleblowers, but they do not know that Millie is a operative. So bless her heart, but she's an operative, really a good one too. She's fooled a lot of people. And another thing they're diverting our attention from is this hydroxychloroquine. That's a big diversion too. What people are doing when they're using this hydroxychloroquine, that is killing mycoplasma. This does not kill a true virus. The only thing that can kill a virus is your immune system. The psychology behind that is if Trump is not allowed to say the word, then it must be true. It must be a cure for the coronavirus. So that's another diversion. They're just really, you have to know how these people think. So I hope this information is useful. If not, if you don't believe it, then just keep in mind, watch in October. Watch for the symptoms. You've got to have a plan. You've got to get out, even if you bug out in the desert, if you're living out in Arizona, because Phoenix, Flagstaff, and Yuma is coming up too. I'm going to do that area. You've got to get to safety. You've got to study that map, that 5G deployment map. You've got to find out where it's safe. If I happen to not be able to get to your city, you have to look at that map and find where to go to be safe. So until next time, good night and God bless.